My name is Mariana Theophiles, and my favorite part about being Greek is probably the food, just because it's just so different than everything else. And when you compare it to like a Thanksgiving, our food versus when I did Friendsgiving with like my friends that are more American, like the food is just completely different. Our food just more homemade and just more authentic, and I don't know, I just think it's better. It's probably my favorite part about being Greek. I wasn't born in Greece, but my mom, my dad, and my grandma were, and I have aunts and cousins and a lot of family on my mom's side in Greece. I went to Greek school from first grade to sixth grade, where I learned the culture, the language, and the religion, and kind of like the geography of Greece. And then I also have been to Greece 3 times. The first time we went to Athens and Kefalonia, and Athens was really cool because we got to see the Acropolis and the Parthenon, and all of our family lives in Athens, so we got to see them. And then we went to Kefalonia, which is where my grandma was born, so it was cool because we got to see like where she grew up. And the second time we went to Athens again to see our family, and Santorini and Mykonos. And Mykonos is probably my favorite place that we've been to, just because the nightlife is cool and the architecture there is different. Everything's like square, but in Santorini everything's white with the blue domes. And then the third time was last summer. We went to Athens again and the Acropolis, and we went to Paros, which is still cool, but it was kind of a lesser version of Mykonos. Like, probably wouldn't go there again. Well, my grandparents only speak Greek, so whenever we saw them, we could only speak Greek to them because they didn't really understand English. And at holiday events like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter, we had different types of food than like the American culture. We had spanakopita and pasticcio and tzatziki and feta cheese, and then for dessert we would have baklava and Greek cookies and that kind of stuff. And our Easter's different. We celebrate Easter a week after the US celebrates Easter. I used to be able to speak it more fluent than I can now, but seeing them and being with them as much as I was when I was a kid helped me learn the language more than just going to Greek school, because my brother didn't see my grandparents as much as I did, and it was harder for him to learn the language because he didn't see them as much, so he didn't speak it throughout the day, whereas like I did more. Well, when I went to Greece, I noticed that they're a lot more behind where it comes to technology and computers and cell phones. Like, my cousin has a cell phone that's like more of like a knockoff iPhone. Like, they don't really have iPhones as much. Apple isn't as popular, and the cars are a lot smaller. It's really rare that you'll find like a truck or a Jeep or a bigger car in Greece. They're all really small and older, and they're like Fiat Pandas and types of cars like that. And when it comes to, again, the food's a lot different, like gyros and chicken souvlaki and like that type of stuff, and tzatziki and feta cheese. And the dances are different. Everyone just dances in a circle, and the boys wear like white skirts with white tights and shoes with black pom-poms on them and hats, and then women will wear, again, like skirts and tights and more jewelry. Well, I feel like I'm really a lot closer with my family than the American culture. Like, Greek culture, I think it's known for them to have a really close family. For example, the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding actually did a really good job depicting how Greek culture really is. You want to stay close to your family. Like, in the second movie, there was this part where all the houses, like the mom was right next to the daughter's house, and they were all like in the row next to each other. That's really accurate, actually, because my brother's godmother lives right next to her parents, and then before I moved, my house was on the same street as my grandparents' house. Like, we're just very close, and we live very close together. And when it comes to marriage, it's very like drilled in your head that like they want you to marry a Greek person. That's all they ever say, and you can't have a Greek Orthodox traditional wedding if you're not married to someone that's Greek. So that's really emphasized from a young age, that they really just want you to marry someone that's Greek to keep the culture.